And this is followed by Robot Laserbeam 62, Final Round, Promised Land. I had no idea. I don't know how I missed it, but I had no idea that Robot Laserbeam was ending this week. We get to see the ball stop just before the hole, but a wind picks up and carries it home. Everyone is shocked as Robo roars out his victory. And we get to see this cool moment of, Genro getting upset, but then immediately getting over it and shaking Robo's hand. We can see everybody leaving, looking forward to their future matches with Robo in this tournament, as Don Okuma foams at the mouth and passes out. Then we time scan, because we don't get to see any of those matches because there's no time. And we time skip to the US Open. And we see Yozan walk past Robo as they state that today isn't the day, but the day is coming at the end of this tournament where they will face each other. At the end of the next run of tournaments, in the final match. We get to see Robert Hatohara. They just had to throw in a great joke about how often athletes' names are mistranslated over here. He steps up and he takes his swing as we see the tee flip up into the air and get the end. I didn't always like the direction that Robot Laserbeam went in, especially in these last couple matches and how long they were. But I really did like Robot Laserbeam. There were some absolutely amazing moments. Karasuma the Wedge Wizard, Suzaku, getting to see Robo declare his love for golf. I didn't want to see it end. And I think he's going to move on to his next series, and I don't know what sport it's going to be about next, but I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to probably reread Kuroko no Basuke soon, because I didn't expect it to end now. I was looking forward to all the matches with, like, Karasuma showing back up and, having to get over everything about how he's fighting against his former teammate, and, like, getting to spend some time with each of those different people that we got to meet, and maybe getting to see a match with Rion again at some point. And there are some cool moments in the time skip section of getting to see Rion and Karasuma standing together. But, like, I understand why it didn't do well, especially with how slow the last couple matches are, and as we talked about every week, the Okuma traps, the Don traps, and all that stuff, and how they weren't bringing anything to the fight, really. But I didn't want it to end. I really like Robot Laserbeam. I didn't realize how much I like it until it's gone. I'm obviously going to read whatever Fujimaki makes next, but it just did. I wanted to see the rest of the story. And the fact that now I can't makes me sad. And I'm glad that it cliffhanged where it did, because it allows me to go, hey, Robo's going to go up against Yozan, and that match is going to be hype, and one of the two of them is going to win, and I honestly don't care which. But I wanted to see it. I wanted to see that match. And you can't just time skip to that final match. You can't. Like, he couldn't have, Fujimaki would not, I believe this with everything in me, he obviously did not because he didn't do it, but he would not have finished this match, had 4 chapters left, time skip to Robo versus Yozan. He would not have done that, and he did not do that. But I did want to see the match. But the match wouldn't have been complete without the build-up. So I honestly think if he had to end it, here's a really good place to end it. This tells us that eventually Robo won Okuma's tournament and, got into the US Open. the first of the four big tournaments there, with his goal to face Yosan Miura. And Suzaku also got in there. I guess I could just keep going. I don't have a script for this part. This is just me going off the cuff here. But if I were to compare Robot Laserbeam to Kuroko no Basuke, I think that Kuroko no Basuke did the teamwork aspect a lot better. There never really was a moment where I was like super down for the caddies in Robot Laserbeam. In fact, I talked bad about a couple of them in a couple different chapters. But the players themselves and the rivalries in Robot Laserbeam were so much better than the rivalries in Kuroko no Basuke, in my opinion. Like, some of them in Basuke were really good, but all of them in Laserbeam were good. Like, when Genro declares that he's gonna be the best because he wants to fight Yozan, and Robo looks shocked for a second because he realized Yozan has more than one rival. The fact that Karasuma leaves the team so he can go out and compete without having to, like, be stuck on Robo's team. And so that he can one day fight him. Oh, man. What other score can I give Robot Laserbeam 62? Final round of the Promised Land. 2 thumbs up. I realized that there are probably going to be some people going like, why is he so emotional? It's just a story. But for me, one of the saddest things that can happen is when a story doesn't get finished. And it did not get finished because something happened to Fujimaki. It didn't get finished because it wasn't popular enough. And something about that makes it so much sadder to me. So who knows, maybe one day Fujimaki will be able to come back and we'll be able to continue that story. But as of right now, Robot Laserbeam is done. Regardless, I've been Trey. It's been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum the Jump has to offer. Suzaku, best character in Robo Laserbeam. Hope this gets an anime so I can see that scene. Oh, it's so good.